Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A while back I made a video explaining how dark mode can help save a ton of battery if you have an AMOLED display. Well, today I'm going to take it a step further and show you some beautiful dark home screen setups so you can save a ton of battery and still have a clean look. By the way, most of these setups came from my Telegram channel called HowToMen. I created it recently for those who want to share their home screen setups, talk about apps, mods, trending news, or just for people to come hang out. I'll drop a link down below if you want to join. And if you have a great setup or app suggestion, I may bring it up in a future video and shout out your name. So for all of these setups, I use Nova Launcher and KWGT widgets or a KWLP live wallpaper. Make sure to get the Pro version for both of those apps or you won't be able to replicate my home screens. And I'll include all the necessary links to download the specific wallpaper, icon pack, or Nova settings backup file. For those curious, my Nova settings include a desktop grid of 12x12, night mode enabled at all times, a swipe up gesture to bring up my app drawer. I also disabled the dock, and for most setups, I enabled the Google Discover panel that follows the night mode theme. Anyways, the first theme is by a Reddit user called Loop27. He made an entire KWLP theme based off the old Google Now app. The theme is so well made that it even looks and feels like you have another launcher installed. Starting with the homepage, you get a Google search bar at the top with an assistant icon. Right below that, you have your next upcoming calendar event, the news, and a miscellaneous section for weather, number of unread emails, SMS, and phone calls. The next page is a section with a ton of popular apps that you may use, including a bunch of random social apps and tool apps. You may need to modify where the shortcuts point within the KWLP settings, but the developer made it really easy to do so. And on the rightmost page, you get a giant music player that lets you lower or raise the volume. That's not even the best part. If you tap the hamburger menu, not only do you get a few extra apps to open quickly, but there's even a toggle to switch between a light or dark theme, or a toggle to enable an OLED theme for a pitch black background. By the way, this is the only theme that I decided to disable the Google Discover panel. I just didn't feel like it fit in. But you gotta love the animations and how everything is well organized. You can really tell that the developer put a lot of thought and time into creating this beautiful theme, so I highly recommend you download it and at least give it a shot. By the way, if you download and enable it, but it looks weird on your home screen, make sure you have at least 3 blank screens created and that you have no items on the home screen. It's definitely not optimized to work perfectly on every device, but the only way to find out is if you install it. The next home screen that I wanted to show off is a great setup for one-handed use. The wallpaper comes from a public Google Photos album created by Benny Bellante. However, just a heads up, he's not the original designer for all of these walls. He just modified a ton of beautiful pictures to make space for your icons and widgets. The one I'm using is the foundation for why all of my widgets and icons look so clean and organized. The home screen consists of 2 widgets. The first one is a beautiful informative clock that lets you know the date, time, upcoming calendar event or alarm, weather information, and the battery level. Believe it or not, the icons at the bottom are one giant widget from an app called Cheesecake KWGT. It lets you launch the essentials such as the phone, messaging, music, and camera, plus the icons look beautiful and unique. The screen to the right also has 2 Cheesecake widgets. The one at the top has a Google search bar and a list of useful information. I made it so when you tap on a section, it opens the appropriate app or task. And at the very bottom of the page, I placed a music player that launches Spotify when tapped upon, and it can also stop or play your music. Obviously, this setup isn't for everyone. For one, the font is way too small to read from far away, and maybe you don't want a random lady on your home screen. By the way, I'm not sure if this lady is a celebrity or an actress, but if she is, let me know in the comments. But you can't deny that this setup looks really dope, provides you with a ton of information, and makes your home screen easier to use with just one hand. Before I move on to the next best setup, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. This website is a great way to learn about a broad range of interesting topics. There are more than 25,000 classes to join and learn about something new. Topics covered include content for creators, photography, business, technology, etc. More specifically, if you're starting a YouTube channel, they have great tutorials for lighting, cinematography, tutorials for Adobe Premiere, After Effects, and more. Or maybe you're trying to start a business and need some advice from successful entrepreneurs. They have that. Music production, mobile development, web development, marketing, writing, graphic design, you name it, they have it. Personally, I signed up for a color grading course to improve my colors within my videos, a Python course, a few entrepreneurship classes, and a productivity class to better organize my busy schedule. Their premium membership, which gives you unlimited access to all of their classes and communities, isn't even that expensive. Getting their annual subscription is less than $10 a month. However, the first 500 people who use the link in the description to sign up will get a 2-month free trial, so give Skillshare a try, especially if you want to learn a few new things in 2019. This next theme was inspired by Milind in my Telegram channel, however I did modify it a bit to fit my own taste. The wallpaper is called Golden Leaves and it comes from an app called AmoledWalls. It gives the overall theme a premium look with the gold colors, The front page has a KWGT widget from Fuchsia. It's another very informative widget with a bunch of text. It's almost like reading a story every time you unlock your phone. It tells you the time, date, number of alarms, number of unread WhatsApp conversations, the battery, and a very detailed weather forecast. Maybe it's not for everyone, but I dig it. Plus you can change it to another widget if you so choose. Underneath the widget, I place some of my most used apps and I themed the icons with an app called Kecil for Android. It makes the icons extremely small, material, and provides each one with a unique pastel color. Plus the white spacing makes the theme look minimal and uncluttered. To the right, I placed a simple music player widget from Cheesecake. It's called Last 31. The reason I use this one is because it looks fancy and stylish, which fits in well with the concept of this setup. Here's a unique one, TRex by a Reddit user called IamRed1999. It's the same TRex that pops up in Chrome when you don't have an internet connection. It's a pretty simple theme. You have your currently playing song, upcoming alarm, and current weather details. For whatever reason, you can hide those cards and there's a button to open the app drawer. Oh yeah, and if you tap on the dinosaur, it won't start the game we all know and love, but instead it'll switch on a light or dark theme. That's pretty much it. I also added a few of my most used apps at the top and used an icon pack called Flatcons White Icon Pack. This setup is for anyone looking for a minimal, unique, and creative look. Last but not least, I have a simple setup inspired by Binod Ray, the developer of AmoledWalls. It's basically a wallpaper of a chick and her dog leaning on a gray wall. The wallpaper is called CoolLadies, and I used a cheesecake date widget to place on the corner of the square. I don't know, I just thought it fit in perfectly with the wall and it followed the same color scheme. The icons at the bottom are some of my most used apps. The icon pack is called Lines, and for obvious reasons too, the apps are outlined in white. The page to the right is another cheesecake widget so you can see your currently playing song and a seek bar. I moved the text to display above the girl's head, but other than that, I didn't modify anything else. It's just a simple minimalistic setup. Either way, that's my best dark theme setups for April. Let me know in the comments if you want me to continue this series. I'll make sure to do other top 5 setups based around an overarching theme. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with my content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Kapow!